Live. This is News 12 This Morning. On your side.
We are on your side this morning on this Thursday. The time now is 5:59. Good morning. I'm Monique Williams.
And I'm Meredith Anderson. Here's a quick look at our top stories.
Boil water advisory still in effect in Waynesboro. We'll tell you when you could be seeing your water return back to normal.
Thousands of people will fill SRP Park for the Augusta Green Jackets' first game in the new stadium. Can you say home opener? What you can expect in the big game.
And fingers crossed, this spring weather is finally here to stay. Meteorologist Tim Strong is here to tell us if this is just wishful thinking. We need a good night at the ballpark.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be beautiful out there for sure here. We have just a little small wave of some scattered high clouds coming through here, and we're back. Looking here mainly from North Georgia into the Carolinas, and temperatures, they're a little crisp outside, in the 40s to low 50s. Got a clear view all morning as we watch traffic just continue to pick up at its peak here at 6 a.m. It's 44 degrees. It's jacket weather out there, but should continue to watch our warming trend take effect later on today. It's a mix of about 45 to 50 between Aiken, Augusta, Evans, 50 degrees for you out still in Thompson in McDuffie County, upper 40s, low 50s, Waynesboro and Millen. School day planner looking at just some high scattered clouds to start the day off. Maybe grab a coat here in the morning hours between now and 8 o'clock. Sunshine 48 at 8. Heading on into those middle and upper 70s between noon and 3. Winds will increase from the south around 5 to 10. But that'll only help warm the air up even more. Warmer temperatures continuing through the end of the week. And there's still a chance for maybe some interruptions as far as bringing a little cooler weather back. That just may lag into the end of the weekend. I'll show you that in the next 10 minutes coming up.
All right, thank you, Tim. Thousands of people are still without drinking water in Waynesboro this morning.
The water main break is fixed and students are heading back to school, but the waiting game is just beginning. News 12 Celia Palermo is live now on Highway 24 where the break happened Tuesday night. Celia.
Yeah, folks out here are going to have to wait a little bit to get their water back to normal. But if you can believe it, that massive gaping hole that I showed you yesterday where crews were working to fix this water main break is now completely covered in gravel. I'm actually standing right where that hole is right now. So what a difference just a day's work can make as they try and get that fixed as soon as possible. Yesterday, they were about half capacity in the water towers here in Waynesboro, and we're starting to see that get higher and higher and more at a normal level. You see, the city of Waynesboro didn't just lose a little bit of water. They lost a lot of it when all of this happened. So they're asking folks here in Waynesboro to make sure that they're conserving their water usage over the next few days while those levels go up. We actually spoke to the water department superintendent yesterday. Here's why exactly he wants you to watch those that water use.
I don't know the exact figures right now, but I would say it's a little over 1 million gallons. We have 4 towers in our system. We have a little over a million gallons in storage in the air at pretty much all times. We pretty much lost about everything.
Losing that much water was very devastating for the area. Around 6,000 people were without water between Tuesday and Wednesday, some still without it today. The community, though, really stepped up to help those 6,000 in need. The Sheriff's Department coordinating a lot of those efforts, getting donations from Pepsi, Springtime Water, the Augusta Fire Department. So the community really trying to pitch in and help those folks who need that water over the next few days.
They really did come together in fine fashion, Celia. So people have water in their toilets and their showers, but they still can't drink it. So how long could it be before things get back to normal?
They're hoping that drinking water is ready to go by tomorrow. And coming up at 6:30, I'll tell you about how the EPA has boots on the ground here in Waynesboro. They're testing that water to make sure it's safe to drink. We'll talk more about that in the next half hour.
Celia, thank you.
And if you need water, the Burke County Sheriff's Office has some on hand for you. You can get bottled water from the main lobby during regular business hours. After hours, though, just use the back door to get to dispatch.
The break obviously inconvenient for a lot of families, but it's also putting a strain on local businesses. Some of them closing their doors completely. Others, like Brown's Quality Seafood and Burke Perk, are trying to make it work with bottled water and paper plates.
We didn't want to leave our customers high and dry with no place to eat and no place to get anything to drink. And we really appreciate our customers, so we decided, yes, let's be open.
Well, Burke Perk tells us it's stocked up, ready to stay open for the rest of the week. Meanwhile, some restaurants say they still don't know how this will affect them financially.
Breaking overnight, an accident with injuries at the Gerald Jones dealership off Columbia Road. You can see a car rolled down a hill there and got stuck on its side. Our crew on the scene told us one person climbed out of the car and was taken to the hospital. All of this happening around 1:45 this morning near Flowing Wells Road. We're still trying to find out exactly how badly the driver was hurt. Workers say 4 Audis were damaged.
In a matter of hours, hundreds of people in North Augusta's SRP Park will come together for the stadium's first Green Jackets game. Exciting times for sure. Just 2 days ago, it saw its first sold-out crowd. Organizers say they are working to fix all the kinks from those 2 games.
They also tell us if you thought the Georgia-Clemson game was big, you haven't seen anything yet.
This is what this park was designed for. They're the master tenant, and we want to make sure that people walk out of here going, wow.
The master tenant. Now, officials say parking and wait for concessions were some of the biggest complaints earlier this week, but officials say there will be more workers on board to help cut down on that wait time. The first pitch is tonight at 7:35.
And if you want to figure out parking before you head to tonight's game, which is probably a good idea, the hotel deck is sold out. Spots are still open at the Medac deck. You can also park in the City Hall lot at the River Club Golf Course or just outside First Baptist and Grace United Methodist churches. Across the river, spots will be open at the Reynolds Street deck. We're told shuttles will come pick you up from each lot.
It seems like officials are really doing everything they can to make this as easy as possible for people. Parking in those lots will cost $5 a car, but if you can get it, spots in downtown North Augusta, of course, are free.
Those will be gone quickly, too. Happening today, the man accused in a deadly I-20 crash will learn his fate. Last March, Juan Castillo-Reyes was speeding in a construction zone when he ran into the back of Air Force Staff Sergeant Alex Earls' car. Earls was stopped due to a traffic backup. Investigators say Reyes did not have a license and was in the country illegally. His sentencing hearing is set for 9:30 this morning. We will be there. We'll have a crew there. We'll let you know what the judge decides.
Aiken County parents, it's time to register your kids for kindergarten. You can just stop by their school today or tomorrow between 8 a.m. or 2 in the afternoon. You'll need to bring 2 documents to prove where you live, like a lease or mortgage statement, and a current water or power bill in your name. You'll also need a copy of your child's birth certificate and his or her shot record. Registration is $40 unless your child qualifies for free or reduced lunch. Now, if you're not sure where your child will go or where to register, we've got a link that will help you with all of that at WRDW.com and the News 12 app.
Burke County neighbors, you can get a firsthand look at how 2 bridge projects could affect you for the next year. Georgia's Department of Transportation is having a meeting from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock tonight. It's at the Sardis Annex building. Engineers will show you plans to replace the Briar Creek bridges just outside of Sardis. There will be a year-long detour around the construction. Work is set to start in June of 2020.
Young athletes across Georgia are waking up winners this morning. The state's Area 9 Special Olympics giving a lot of local kids that opportunity they don't normally get.
Our Alexis Allen is live just outside the gates of Fort Gordon, where it all kicked off yesterday. And Alexis, tell us a little bit more about this event.
Well, hundreds of athletes gathered at Barton Field yesterday. Families, teachers, and students all were in attendance. It was a mix of fun and competition. The day started with the lighting of the torch and the 282nd Detachment 1st U.S. Army Band playing the Special Olympics opening theme song. Then the real fun began. Several stations were set up for the athletes to compete in. This is Neil, the event coordinator, 12th year with Fort Gordon. He says nothing beats this day.
Seeing the kids compete and seeing the smiles on their faces, just the sheer joy, the competitiveness, the fact that they're out here doing things that probably nobody else really can.
Some of the themes from that video there: inspire greatness, defy obstacles. It's so great to see these kids get together whenever they're doing something. What exactly, though, are they competing for?
Well, it's all about fun, but they do receive ribbons. What they want them to be reminded of is that everyone is a winner. And for 6:30, I'm going to tell you all how much this day really means to these kids.
Alexis, thanks so much.
A charter school in Columbia County is getting a new playground today. Its Imagination Playground will be similar to the one at the Y on Tobacco Road. It lets kids build their own play space out of big blue foam parts. The unveiling ceremony and open play session is set for 9:30 this morning.
Well, you could decide if we turn our clocks back this fall. South Carolina lawmakers are looking into changing some things about daylight saving time.
Right now, there is a bill in the State House that would let you, the voter, decide if the Palmetto State should observe it or not. Some states, including Florida, say they will keep daylight saving all year. Boy, it's going to be confusing in the two states.
It will for sure.
If we're on
Georgia
different
versus South
schedules.
Carolina. Well, No Blues in Augusta had one group singing the blues. Our Jason Raven explains what they are doing about it after the break.
Yeah, just stick with one thing. I like the daylight time a whole lot more as we're in now. We've got a warm-up here scheduled all the way into the start of the weekend. Also, that home opener for the Green Jackets game. We're looking at that and the days ahead next.
At 6:10 on the clock, we're looking out over Washington Road at Old Berkman's Road. I cannot get over the difference in traffic this week and last week. It is normal once again here. We're back in 2 minutes.